What is up guys, Anthony here, back with another Destiny Child video here on the channel. And in today's video everyone, I do have a new part of the Zero to Hero series here on the channel. Of course, our beginner accounts here on the YouTube channel, going from basically level 1 all the way, hoping to go to a top ranking team in events, etc., PvP and such. So we are back here with part 3 of the series. I know it's been quite a while since the last part, but I've unfortunately been quite busy. But here we are during the Ragna break still. We do have Ragna break season 24 still active at this point in time. Actually, Ragna break season 23. But I did want to head on to the new account today, as we do have some crystals saved up. Been saving quite a bit. Honestly, haven't been too active on the second account here recently, but I've been playing. As you guys can see, we are at level 37 currently on the account level. 42,000 crystals available, 18 million gold and 1.1 million onyx. Now we do have quite a few new units, as we did manage to finish up the Lisa's extra lessons. Now we did ultimately go with the fully ignited Clotho from the Lisa's extra lessons. Of course, you guys should have chosen Clotho. If you guys haven't seen already, we did post a Lisa's lessons guide previously here on the channel for the current run of the Lisa's extra lessons. And actually, a surprising pick, we actually ended up going with the cute heroes from day 4. Now I was honestly thinking to myself quite a bit, I do have majority of water type units, why not go for a mono type water team? So we did manage to go with cute heroes, and she does seem to be a pretty decent unit. Of course, she is niche, and ultimately the better unit from day 4 would be Navi or Pomona, but I decided to go with Euros, and she overall does seem to be doing pretty fine on my account. So you guys can see the main team here. If we do scroll, we do have the team here, of course, fully ignited, 2 of them being base 4-star units. We do have Mayuhel here, the 4-star units being fully ignited, and of course the Nimheim here at the end of the team being fully ignited, the dark type debuffer. So this is the team I'm going with for now, and of course we'll improve this over time, as I do want to add a unit like Nicole to my roster. So we'll see what we can do in the future. But in today's video, as you guys probably do notice by the title already, I did want to discuss some of the new units you guys do receive when starting Destiny Child for the first time. So you guys may be confused overall. I did have a question on a previous Zero to Hero video to if the units that everyone does receive at the start of Destiny Child, if they are worth investing in. So we do have the units here you do receive upon leveling up, and of course you do receive enough copies of Tamamo, the 9-tailed fox unit, if we do find her in the child inventory here, the fire type debuffer. We do have her here. As you guys can see, we do have enough copies to +6 Tamamo, but overall, is it worth it? No, it is not worth it, as we do have Tamamo's skills here. Unfortunately, she just isn't up to par compared to other damage over time units. If you guys do rank her against other damage over time debuffers such as Kalaratri, which also does have bleed and allure on her slide skill, she is overall a better option. Tamamo isn't a good unit to invest in. She is a very niche unit. Overall, she does look amazing, but skill wise she isn't too strong. We also do have another damage over time debuffer in the 5-star Nicole, which was recently introduced with her recent world boss event. We do have her here. As you guys can see, the slide skill is very strong of Nicole, and honestly just thinking, why should I invest in Tamamo if she is going to be outclassed sooner or later? So Tamamo overall isn't a unit to be invested into. Even if you guys do obtain the +6 copies through the login bonuses once starting Destiny Child, she isn't a unit that you will be using long term. So why waste valuable resources such as gold and of course most importantly onyx on the Tamamo, which will ultimately be outclassed. Now for the other units here we do manage to receive from the login bonuses here due to leveling up, we do have the 5-star Righteous Mafdet. Now Righteous Mafdet is a decent attacker to be ran on your team, but ultimately she wouldn't be a unit you do want to prioritize, as she isn't used very often. Of course, if you do need a light type attacker and do lack the luck of pulling one, then raise your Righteous Mafdet, but I wouldn't ignite her at all, as she is a very low priority and there are way better options in the light type attacker department. Now next up here, we do have the 5-star defender, Preacher Dana. Now if you guys did start with the Lisa's lessons recently, now of course you will have a Clotho, so do not invest in Dana at all. But let's say you are starting after the Lisa's extra lessons and you don't have a tank. Now Preacher Dana is a pretty decent tank for the newer player. Her slide skill does have a 5-unit shield, so she will provide shields to your entire Devil Rumble roster, but ultimately she is outclassed by other tanks such as Clotho, Ymir, Neptune, etc. Now you can use Preacher Dana until you do manage to obtain a significantly better tank such as Athena, Clotho as I did mention earlier, Neptune, etc. In the early game, Preacher Dana is a decent investment, but ignition wise, obviously do avoid the ignition on Preacher Dana, such as I did mention on the other units. Avoid ignition on Righteous Meftet, Tamamo completely. So I did want to touch a bit on those units. They're pretty much just outclassed at this point in the game. Of course, they are decent for starting out if you guys would like to clear the story with them. Of course, you can raise them to level 50 or maybe even evolve them to 6-star if you guys would like to keep them. But overall, do not invest too much into these units you do manage to receive when starting Destiny Child. Of course, Lisa's lessons is totally different, as we do have more of the meta units introduced with the Lisa's extra lessons that are given out for free. But for the level up bonuses and the Tamamo copies you guys do receive when starting out in Destiny Child Global, they aren't to be invested significantly into. Alright everyone, now after touching down on the units you guys do manage to receive when starting your new Destiny Child Global accounts, I actually did want to make progression in today's video, as we did need to summon for the Arhats. Now I haven't managed to summon for Arhats. Of course, the Ragna break is almost over. As you guys can see, her banner does have under 3 days remaining, but I did want to obtain the unit here on the alt account, as of course she is a significant water type supporter and she's pretty strong. Now we'll be skipping through the multi summons here to see if we do manage to pull her quickly, as we also do have some 5-star summoning tickets from the item inventory that we did manage to obtain from the Lisa's extra lessons. Now I did manage to pick the water types ticket as well as the wood type ticket and the supporter ticket from the Lisa's extra lessons, as I did want to have a chance to obtain the newbie Mona or Thisbe, as well as a chance for the new water type supporter in Arhat. We also do have a chance for Neptune, so hopefully we do manage to obtain one of the supporters that I did mention. But yeah, hopefully we do manage to get lucky on these summons as well, as I do want to obtain Arhat at least. We do have 40,000 crystals, so we should manage to obtain at least one copy of the unit. So yeah, unfortunately not getting too lucky as of now. 5 multi summons in. Hopefully she does come on the next one here, so we can just move into the item inventory. And we also did manage to obtain some 5-star fire tickets from the Ragna break event. Did get pretty lucky here on the alt account to obtain those 5-star summoning tickets, and hoping to pull some of the significant fire type units from those tickets, such as Tragedy Ruselica, maybe a fire type attacker such as Courtesan Bathory or the Tiamat. We'll just have to wait and see if we do manage to pull one of those staple units. Another unit I would love to pull from those tickets would be Sun Beach Mona, as she is pretty decent for the world boss side of the game, and we will be needing her for our first world boss event here on the alt account. So I'm looking to see how the world boss does go here on the alt account whenever it does show up. Hopefully on the next Lisa's calendar we do have a world boss trial, so you guys could see how I do take the progression here on the alt account for a new player. So hopefully those videos do manage to help. But yeah, unfortunately here on the Arhat summons we aren't getting too lucky. We do have 4 multi summons remaining, so our summons did go very deep here on the Arhat banner. We did manage to pull her here in a very deep pool here on the summon, and unfortunately only 1 copy, but there she is. Overall, magnificent Arhat, a very amazing water type supporter, and we'll take it overall, as we did manage to pull her here on the alt account, but we only have 10,000 crystals remaining. As for the other summons here, I won't be summoning on them as I do want to save for the upcoming narrative dungeon events. We do have a significant dark type debuffer arriving to the game soon, which we'll discuss on the channel in a separate video here. But to continue this video off, everyone, we do want to claim these summoning tickets here. As you guys can see, I do have a decent amount of 5-star summoning tickets as well as 4 to 5-star summoning tickets here, which we did not get lucky on. But let's see if we do manage to pull something here from the 5-star Soul Carta ticket, hoping for a Showtime Soul Carta as it is amazing, or a PvP Carta would be very helpful. Now we did manage to pull the Full Moon Luna here, the 5-star light type attacker Soul Carta here for the World Boss Trial side of the game. Overall, a decent Carta as we don't manage to have a copy just yet, but there is our first, and we'll be moving on now to the 5-star summoning tickets here. So let's start with the 5-star summoning ticket base here, and hopefully we do manage to pull a significant unit out of these tickets here. First up, we do have a Mysterious Saturn. Unfortunately, she isn't too great, so I won't be investing into this unit as she is a pretty low tier dark type attacker. Now hoping for a decent unit out of these tickets, as I would love a newbie Mona out of this wood summoning ticket here. Let's see if we do get lucky on this one. We do have here a 5-star Exorcist Miriam. Now Miriam overall is a niche unit. She isn't too great. She is a 5-star wood type attacker, but we'll keep her in our child inventory as we do lack the attackers on the account for now. Now moving on to the 5-star water type summoning ticket here. Let's see if we do get lucky with a 5-star Thisbe or a significant water type supporter here from this ticket. Now here we do have a 5-star Grieving Fetus, which honestly I'll take as she is a pretty decent world boss debuffer. So very happy with this one as we can use her in a future world boss trial event. So a decent 5-star water type debuffer for any future world boss trial. Now moving on here, we do have 3 5-star fire type summoning tickets here from the Ragna break event. So let's see if we do manage to pull a decent unit from these tickets. First up here, we do have Bespoke Luffy. Unfortunately, she isn't too great. She's pretty niche with her life link, as you guys had probably noticed on her kit so far, as you guys did see her on the Lisa's Extra Lessons. A pretty niche unit there. But moving on to the second ticket here, we do have here a 5-star Glamorous Bridget. Now unfortunately, Bridget is very niche. She isn't used very often. Pretty much is just a collector's unit, so she won't provide much use to us here on the new account. Now for the final fire type ticket here, we do have here a 5-star Hungry Limos. Now Limos is a PvP debuffer. She is pretty decent. I do run her on my main account, and I do love her a ton due to her confuse and her debuff minus percentage in the PvP side of the game when being fully ignited. So overall, a decent PvP unit here. Maybe we'll use her in the future, but due to the introduction of Nautilus, she isn't too strong, which is why I did end up removing her from my PvP roster on the main account. But overall, a decent unit there from the 5-star summoning tickets of the fire type. Now for the guaranteed support ticket here, let's see if we do get lucky from this one, as we haven't had decent luck from the others. But we do have here a 5-star Kind Leo, which honestly I'll take. He can help with the final days of the Ragna break, and there he is, the 5-star Kind Leo. Overall, a very amazing water type supporter unit, and I am very happy to have obtained this one at least from the summoning ticket of the supporter. Now before we do end off this video, everyone, I did want to show you guys my progression here in the Ragna break side of the game. Now overall, I'm averaging pretty low damage due to my team. As you guys can see, I only have 1.4 million damage since we did manage to pick up Eve and Euros from the Lisa's Extra Lessons. They do help quite a bit, and of course the 4-star Mayuhel here can help my Eve quite a bit as well. We do deal 1.4 million damage here on the bosses, specifically the level 30, so pretty decent I would say for the first Ragna break of this account. Now moving on to the shop here, we do have 97,000 Ragna coins, which will continue to progress and ultimately finish the 5th shop here hopefully. So I'll manage to pick up the big Aurora hearts here. Of course, you do want to prioritize the evolution units here in the shop as a newer player, so you guys can evolve as many 5-star childs as you can. So there is my progression here on the Ragna break side of the game. Overall, progressing decently well here on the new account, I would say. Doing pretty decent damage here. 1.4 million damage isn't too bad as a new player. Of course, the Lisa's extra lessons did help quite a bit with the Eve copy. Now make sure to let me know, if you guys are a newer player, how you guys have been doing in the Ragna break so far. Of course, we do have under 3 days remaining, so hopefully you guys did manage to obtain everything that you did want from the current event. Now that'll pretty much do it for today's Destiny Child video here on the channel, everyone, and of course the part 3 of the Zero to Hero series here on the channel. In today's video, we did manage to touch on more of the general units you guys do receive when starting out on Destiny Child Global, and of course we did manage to do some summons for Arhat. Unfortunately, we didn't get too lucky, but we did manage to obtain the unit in the end. Now make sure to let me know in the comment section below if you guys did enjoy today's Zero to Hero video here on the channel, and of course if you guys would like to hear about something specifically here from the new account, make sure to let me know in the comment section below as well. I'd love to hear all of your guys' suggestions here for the current series here on the channel of the new Destiny Child account. But before you go, everyone, make sure to leave a like on this video if you did enjoy today's Destiny Child video, and of course if you haven't yet done so already, make sure to subscribe to the channel if you guys are enjoying the Destiny Child content, and of course would like to stay notified for more videos here on the channel just like this one. But with all of that being said, I'll see you all in the next Destiny Child video. As always, thank you all so much for watching.